Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Now it's 6, Inauguration Day in Connecticut. Elected officials sworn into office.
Today is a celebration of democracy.
With Governor Ned Lamont taking on his second term.
But it's my party. I'll dance if I want to. God bless the dancing state of Connecticut.
A look at what's on his agenda for the next 4 years.
Plus, improving infrastructure across the state. The Transportation Secretary outlining new funding for a major bridge repair project.
And Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin still in critical condition tonight.
He's on a breathing machine to try and decrease the body's demand for that heart to pump blood.
As support continues to pour in from across the country.
In light of what happened on Monday Night Football, a focus on our first responders and what's called pit crew CPR. I'm Jim Altman. We take you to Manchester ahead on the Fox 61 News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on the news at 6. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. We begin with developing news. A man was found dead in an apartment building on Grove Street in Waterbury this morning. But first responders weren't there to respond to that issue initially.
Fox 61's New Haven County Bureau reporter Julia LeBlanc joining us now live from the scene. Julia, what can you tell us?
Hi there. Yeah, at first, firefighters were responding here to 144 Grove Street in Waterbury because somebody's carbon monoxide alarm was going off inside. But then when they evacuated everybody and did a sweep of the building, that's when they found a dead body inside the building.
I'm feeling extremely grateful that my fiance caught the alarm and was calling the fire department quick enough.
Robert Crowell and his fiance woke up this morning to their carbon monoxide detector going off nonstop.
I was dizzy. My wife had a very bad headache.
She was sent to the hospital to get checked out and has since been released. Firefighters evacuated the 40-unit building and have since let everyone back in, saying it's safe. But during that walkthrough, they found a body, an adult male, found in a common area in the building. Now, Crowell says today's events are just the tip of the iceberg as to what's going on inside these walls.
God awful. It's a God-forsaken building, and I really am trying my hardest to get out of here.
But it's Section 8 housing, and his options are limited. Others who didn't want to go on camera had other complaints too. They say there's issues with the security of the building, and they're constantly finding feces, urine, and even blood lying around in common areas like in the laundry room. The property manager admits they do have issues with tenants letting people into the building, so they are installing cameras. But when it comes to today's problem, he says, quote, as far as we know, this is the first time we've had a carbon monoxide issue inside this building. As always, as with all other properties that we manage, we're there for the tenants and we're going to take care of everything as quickly and as efficiently as possible. But for the tenants we spoke with, they say that's not enough.
The living conditions are terrible. The maintenance is left up to you. A lot of the problems that they say they'll take care of, request inspections, whatever, just never happens.
Now, the property manager tells us that they believe the carbon monoxide leak had to deal with a problem with the boiler. We did see someone here working on the issue earlier, and the property manager says it will be fixed by tonight. Now, as for the person who was found dead inside of this building, well, the medical examiner's office is looking into the cause of death, and they have not identified who it is, just that it is an adult male. Of course, we will keep you updated once we learn more. We're live here in Waterbury tonight. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
All right, Julia, thank you. And stay with Fox 61 for the latest breaking developments. We will continue to bring you updates as we learn more on air, online, and on the free Fox 61 News app. Well, today is Inauguration Day here in Connecticut.
Elected officials taking the oath of office, including Governor Ned Lamont, who's taking on his now second term.
The duties of the office of governor to the best of your abilities, so help you God.
I do, Chase.
Congratulations.
Attorney General William Tong, newly minted Comptroller Sean Scanlon, Secretary of the State Stephanie Thomas, and Treasurer Eric Russell were also sworn into office today as well.
Governor Lamont today laying out his priorities for Connecticut in his State of the State address. Fox 61's political reporter Emma Wolfhorst was in the House chamber for this speech and spoke after with the legislative leaders on both sides of the aisle. So, Emma, what did lawmakers think of the speech?
Well, Jen, Ben, both minority and majority leaders tell me they're happy after this afternoon's State of the State address. They say their priorities align with the governor's, both Democrats and Republicans excited to get back to work this legislative session.
I think this was a terrific speech by the governor. I think he's celebrating his victory. He sounds like he feels good. He feels happy.
I'm fairly confident and upbeat. I'm encouraged by what the governor talked about today.
Governor Ned Lamont keeping a positive and optimistic tone in his address, a tone ringing true for legislators who headed back to work at the Capitol Wednesday. The legislative session has started. It's kicked off now. So with today's address, how do you think that sets up this upcoming session?
Well, I think the governor set the right tone. So I think he's recognizing that there are storm clouds and we need to figure out how to navigate that.
One of those storm clouds, both sides of the aisle agree, affordability.
We need to make Connecticut more affordable, from health care to energy.
Some differences on how to tackle this issue, though. In his State of the State, Lamont focused on building on the work already done, wanting to make it easier for people to get back to work through paid family medical leave, childcare, and raising the minimum wage.
Let's get working at making sure people can earn a solid wage that can afford to buy a house, contribute to a community, raise a family. That's what you really need.
But the biggest push Wednesday, a middle-class tax cut.
The simple fact that he talked about a middle-class tax break. This is what I've been looking at. I have bills heading into session that will accomplish that, and I'm really hoping that we can get on board together.
Working together and bipartisanship to other major points for the governor this term.
And I think we end up with a better government, a better policy that works for the people that we serve. And so the more ideas, the more collaboration, the better the product.
Now, with the legislature back in session, we will likely see multiple bills introduced to try and tackle some of these various priorities. And the governor will speak again before the Assembly in February when he introduces his budget. For now, live at the Capitol, Emma Wolfhorst, Fox 61 News.
Okay, Emma, thank you very much. And before that State of the State speech, 500 dignitaries, elected officials, and citizens piled into the State Armory to watch history unfold. Governor Ned Lamont swearing in for a second term as Connecticut's 89th governor. Fox 61's Samaya Hernandez was inside and joins us live from the state capitol with more. Samaya.
Yeah, Jen, when Governor Lamont was sworn in 4 years ago, he was focused on his big plans. Then came March 2020, and COVID had plans of its own. So he adjusted, and now he says he's ready for what's next.
Pomp and significant circumstance. The orchestrated inauguration of Connecticut's 89th governor, kicking off with a performance by the Anna Grace Academy of the Arts, a new Bloomfield magnet school named in honor of Anna Grace, a 6-year-old killed on one of Connecticut's darkest days. 500 people crowding into the headquarters of the Connecticut National Guard to witness the official swearing in of Governor Edward M. Lamont.
Our job as governors is to get through it, think about Connecticut as our family, and work together as one. And also never take your eye off the North Star. And our North Star for Connecticut and our country is growth and opportunity.
Lamont starting his second term highlighting opportunity for kids. Constitutional officers taking the oath first. Attorney General William Tong sworn into his second term, and newly minted Comptroller Sean Scanlon, Treasurer Eric Russell, and Secretary of the State Stephanie Thomas.
I do.
Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysowitz taking a moment to honor veterans in attendance, including those in her own family.
My dad, who passed away in 2019, just a few days after I was first elected.
Lamont sworn in for the second time by former Chief Justice Chase Rogers.
The duties of the office of governor to the best of your abilities, so help you God.
I do, Chase.
Congratulations.
aside from the official howitzer salute waiting outside, Wednesday's inaugural ceremonies slightly less formal for the second-term governor vowing to treat Connecticut citizens like family.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a military flyover outside right after those ceremonies, but the sky had other plans, so they adjusted. We're live in Hartford. Samaya Hernandez, Fox 61 News.
All right, Samaya, thank you very much. All right, let's get to the weather here. Maybe you woke up to a lot of fog this morning. Does this look familiar? See this out your window? Check this time-lapse video out of the fog over Burr Pond in Torrington.
Overall, though, it was a warm January day, depending, though, on where you were in the state. In Hartford County, it was not as warm as it was in other places.
Usually the case. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now with a check on the forecast. Hi, Rachel.
Yeah, it was all about location, location, location today. In Hartford, feeling very much like winter, but spring fling for Waterbury, Danbury, 61 for the high temperature for the New Haven area, and middle 60s in Willimantic. But this spring fling is one and done, with colder temperatures moving in as we head through the evening tonight and through the day tomorrow. But first, we want to start off with the current temperatures, and we'll show you what they're doing right now. 45 in Hartford, 51 for the New Haven area, and some showers that are moving in. And you'll see it's wet right now across New Haven. It's just some light rain being reported there, light rain in Waterbury and Bridgeport. And we'll see a couple rounds of showers come in this evening and overnight, but the heaviest rain will end up staying to the north of us. So here's a look at the future radar. Again, you'll see those showers coming through, still wet in parts of the state for the news at 10. But by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, the showers are done and over with, and most of the day tomorrow is going to turn out to be dry. Temperatures tonight holding steady for a little while and then slowly dropping, and those temperatures will continue to slowly fall as we head through the day tomorrow. So the high temperature of the day tomorrow might actually occur in the morning, with temperatures slowly dropping off through the rest of the day. Mostly dry, but there is a chance for an isolated shower, and there is a chance for a sneaky, slippery spot later Thursday night into Friday morning. We'll talk about it. Full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, we'll see you in a bit. Thank you. Meanwhile, 2 arrests have been made in connection to a 2021 homicide that happened in North Haven. Police charged 22-year-old Amari Salcedo Jr. and 24-year-old Deanna Mata Jr., both from New Haven, for their alleged role in Devontae Warren's death. Both are being held on $2 million bond. Warren was found with a gunshot wound after his car crashed on Dixwell Avenue on July 17th of 2021. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
A fire truck was hit on I-91 in Windsor Locks this morning after a car failed to move over. State police say the fire truck was responding to an unrelated crash when it was hit on I-91 southbound near exit 38. The driver of the car was taken to the hospital, and the fire truck was unoccupied at the time, luckily. Police say the driver was at fault for driving too fast for conditions and should have moved over. Officials reminding residents that it is state law to slow down or move over for stopped emergency vehicles.
Person is dead after crashing into a concrete barrier on Route 9. Police say Vance Jenkins was driving on Route 9 southbound in Middletown yesterday afternoon. Jenkins hit a concrete barrier in the median, then drove off into the right shoulder, hitting a pole before rolling over. Police say that Jenkins was pronounced dead on scene. No other cars were involved.